Hi there, I'm Paul, and I've been asked many times to make some tutorials, so this is the first one. Pretty simple, procedural stars in Blender, and I'm using it all the time in the nice scenes. I'm using Blender 3.0, but it should work in older versions as well. So let's get into it. We will start with deleting everything from the scene, so select everything and delete. Now in the main window I will turn the render view. Okay, let me turn off the grid. Now the world shader editor, let's change the background color to black. And we will create stars with the noise texture. We're gonna need color ramp as well. Now if we plug them together, we got something like that. Let's change the noise scale to 250. And now let's move those sliders. Black one to 0.77, white to 0.78, and we having something like this. And now let's change the white color to slightly yellowish, and the background strength I will set it to 20. Okay, so we got the stars, but the night sky usually is not as uniform. And what we want to do now is to add some variation to the stars, make like a star clusters. And we will do it again with the noise texture. So if we add noise texture again and another color ramp, let's plug that in. Now I will add mix RGB node. Okay, now let's change color to all the way to black. Nothing's changed, but if we just preview those two nodes, I'm using Node Wrangler add-on, so if I press Ctrl Shift and click on the node, it will plug it through the viewer to our surface world output. That will drive our factor in mix RGB node. If I move the black slider slightly to the center and white to the center as well, that will give us more contrast in between those values. Now let's plug back background and the top color ramp into mix RGB node factor. Now the trick is to play a little bit with those sliders. We can also change the white, the value of that color, to 0.98. And if we play with the sliders, we can have some pretty good results, to be honest. There, look at this. Got our stars. Not uniform, slight variations. Yep. And to be honest, that was in cycles. Let's switch it to Eevee. That should work in Eevee as well. Ta-dam! It works in both cycles and Eevee. Okay, let's switch back to cycles. The best part of this node setup is that you don't have to use it only in the world shader. What I mean by this is that you can use it on any object inside the Blender. Okay, let's change the background to a little bit grayish. Yeah, I will add cube, and if you add a new material, you go something like that. Okay, let's delete the principal shader, and add emission shader. Plug it into the surface, change the strength to 20, and now go back to the world node setup and select all the nodes apart from the background node, and press Ctrl C to copy it, then click on our object shader editor, press Ctrl V. Now let's plug it to the emission color, and that's our stars on the object. You can play obviously with color ramps, make it the way you like it, but that should pretty much work. And that should work in Eevee as well. There we go. Works both Eevee and Cycles. So I hope you enjoyed it. First tutorial, I know. Next time we'll do something a little bit more complicated. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.